Hey guys, Coach Julia Gurman here. Welcome to day 15 of your Everyday in May Fitness Challenge. Now today we're going to focus on strengthening your glutes and your hamstrings with the hip bridge. So go ahead and find your way to the ground, onto your back. Slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. And when you arrive, bend your knees, place your feet flat on the ground. Legs, feet are hip distance apart. And to find the distance of your heels from your hips, lay your hands alongside your body and slowly walk your feet in until your heels find your fingertips. I invite you to start here. Then you can decide, does this work for me or not? And you can make any adjustments necessary. You may find that you feel better with your feet out further or closer in. But once again, please try to start here. Arms can stay by your sides, or you can bring your arms up to goalpost arms. So elbows are bent 90 degrees in line with shoulders, back of your forearms and wrists rest gently on the ground. Head and neck in neutral spine. Take an inhale here, fill up belly, ribs, heart. Exhale, heart, ribs, belly. Inhale, fill up belly, ribs, heart. On your exhale, see if you can notice or sense how your rib cage gently moves down and in closer to your hips, and how that produces a slight core activation or brace. I want to see if you can sustain your core brace at a 30% effort while we work through the hip bridge movement today. So from this position with core brace on, inhale, exhale, press your feet into the floor, send your hips up towards the ceiling, slowly lower back down. Inhale, exhale, press your feet into the floor, send your hips up towards the ceiling, slowly lower back down. One more practice rep. Inhale, exhale, press your feet into the floor, send your hips up towards the ceiling, slowly lower back down. So if you forget the breathing pattern, don't worry about it. Just try to avoid holding your breath and keep breathing normally, okay? Our challenge today is to do 1 minute of hip bridges together. At the top of each rep, we're gonna sustain for 3 seconds. That way you can really tune in, double check your alignment and the activation. See if you can sense or notice. Am I feeling it in my glutes and in my hamstrings? I hope so. All right, so get yourself set, make any adjustments you need, because we are on in 3, 2, 1. Begin. Inhale, exhale, press your feet into the floor, send your hips up towards the ceiling, sustain. Slowly float back down. Inhale, exhale, hips up towards the ceiling, sustain. 3, 2, 1. Float back down. Inhale, exhale. 3, 2, 1. Float back down. Inhale, exhale, hips up towards the ceiling, sustain. 3, 2, 1. Float back down. Halfway, you got this. Hips up towards the ceiling as you sustain. See if you can notice your glutes and your hamstrings firing up. Float back down. Inhale, exhale, hips up towards the ceiling, sustain. 3, 2, 1. Float back down. You've got this. You're doing awesome. 45 seconds down. Float back up. Float back down. Inhale, exhale, press into the floor. Last rep here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release back down. Take a moment to pause here. Then you can roll onto one side. Use your top arm to press yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. So just a couple reminders and tips here. If your hamstrings are cramping throughout that movement, that's a pretty good sign or signal that potentially both your hamstrings and your glutes are a little bit weak and just need a little bit more work. So this would be a great exercise to utilize for that, to help strengthen those muscle groups. And you may find that you feel nothing, and in order to feel something, you have to sustain at the top a little bit longer, so maybe 10 seconds. And over the course of a minute, maybe you try 5 10-second holds, because it'll just be float down to reset and back up. If you find you need a little bit more of a challenge, you can elevate your feet, either on a step, a stool, okay, even a stability ball, something that gives you a larger range of motion to work through. So I hope that you take the time to complete today's challenge, and if you did, when you did, give yourself a high five, because these muscle groups back here are super important, and many times they're overlooked and then underworked. And if they're not on board, so many other things don't work properly. So have a great day, great job, and I will see you again soon.